How's it going, everybody? I'm the Albatross, and I'm back with my number 2 favorite film of all time, and you guessed it right there. I'm your Huckleberry, Tombstone. That's right, Tombstone. Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer as Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, respectively. You have to give a lot to Kurt Russell for this role. He delivered an awesome performance, but let's be honest, for anyone who's ever seen the movie, you know, like I know, Doc Holliday steals the show. Tombstone starts Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp. You know, he's already made his name as a peacemaker. Now he wants to retire and make a fortune with his family. Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday in one of the most iconic performances in movie history. Val Kilmer was absolutely robbed by not being nominated for an Academy Award, but he should have won hands down. This was one of the greatest performances ever put on celluloid. And then he did Batman Forever. But anyway, Tombstone was a great picture. Kurt Russell killed it in his performance. You had Powers Booth as Curly Bell. You had Sandman, Dirk Merle from Walking Dead. You had fat Billy Bob Thornton. I mean, when I say fat, I mean fat. You would look at Billy Bob Thornton in this movie, and it's hard to believe that in just a few years he's going to be balls deep in Angelina Jolie. But he makes it, and he does it. Good for you, Billy Bob. This movie had Billy Zane in it. There was just so much talent in this movie. Charlton Heston does a cameo. If you watch it, you'll just keep seeing people like, hey, 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 hey. But and that's part of the greatness of this film. It might not be historically accurate, but I don't always need a historically accurate movie to entertain me, and that's what this movie does. It entertains me from start to finish. It runs about a little over 2 hours, but you hardly notice it because just everything, all the performances on the screen, you get invested in the characters. But the movie does chronicle the journey of Wyatt Earp and his family as they try to just go to this town of Tombstone, Arizona, and make their profits and start over. But this group of outlaws called the Cowboys, the brothers have to step in the action because there's just normal innocent people walking down the street afraid for their lives, and these are the Earps. They're good people, and they can only sit by the sidelines for so long before they step in the action. And Doc Holliday, he's like, you can tell his moral code is not the same as the Earps, but at the same time, his loyalty and the fact that he is good friends with Wyatt Earp. Not only good friends, you get the sense that Wyatt Earp might be his only friend, and so that loyalty he has for that friendship and how he's willing to die for that just spills through, and you get to see this great camaraderie, and you get to see one of the all-time classic films and one of the all-time classic showdowns in movie history. The showdown at the OK Corral. You don't get any more classic than that. I'm your Huckleberry. Even if you don't like westerns, you're going to come away going, wow, that pretty much just blew my mind. And you're probably going to be thinking, what the hell happened to Val Kilmer? Because I think you see this a lot when people give iconic performances. I think we've seen it with Johnny Depp. Most of the performances he has had since he first did the Captain Jack Sparrow character haven't really been on par with what you want for Johnny Depp. And who knows what would have happened with Heath Ledger if he had lived and not passed on so soon. Who knows what career path he would have taken. I know the Imaginarium with Dr. Parnassus wasn't exactly a step up from the Dark Knight, so it's one of those things where maybe there's something about playing these characters. You invest so much in them, and maybe it's just hard to get back to that level. I don't know, but I know Val Kilmer delivers in this film like he's never delivered in any picture before. And I love The Doors. Don't get me wrong, he did a great Jim Morrison, but what he does with Doc Holliday here is just to a whole nother level. It's just a great film all the way through. The action scenes are wonderful. The performances are wonderful. You're going to finish watching this movie. You're probably going to want to watch it again if you've never seen it before. It's definitely a film that begs for repeat viewings, and it's one of those films you show to your friends who have never seen it before, and they're just like, man, alright, you got me. You got me. That was a good one. So if you haven't seen Tombstone, go ahead and check it out. You won't be sorry. If you have seen it, then you probably already checked it out multiple times. So do it again. What the hell? It's the number 2 film of my favorite films of all time. It's really sets a standard, sets it high, but there is one higher. Thank you very much. I'm the Albatross. This is Tombstone. The film is a classic. It's an absolute masterpiece to me. It's not only my favorite Western of my favorite Western of all time. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. That's right, it's number 2 on the list. All-time favorites, Tombstone. I'm the Albatross. It's the truth. That's the balls. Until next time, peace. I'm your Huckleberry.